Okay, it's working now. Welcome back to our lessons. This is the second lesson. In this lesson, we are going to go through the numbers in Cantonese and some of the other things related to numbers, such as time, telling time, counting time, and then some simple sentences that use numbers also. So let's get started. The first one here we have is 0. We say leng,
Lệnh,
leng, a falling one, leng, leng.
lệnh,
I think we talked about it when I talked about the pronunciation, the 语拼, saying ing sounds like an
eng,
ing like that ing, yeah? But without the very like wide open of your mouth, so not lang but ling. But
lệnh,
then
lệnh.
it's not real e anyway. It's not like ling. It's not like that, right? So ling. Okay, ling is 0, and then one is yat.
Dắt,
Yat is a high tone. Yat, and then low tone for yi.
yi,
Yi is a falling tone. Yi. Okay, wait. Okay. The third one, the second one here. So yi, whenever you have some classifier after the numbers or the measure, we call it classifier. We talked a bit about it last time. So measure or classifier, those things that you use to count things. Whenever you have classifier measure after 2, is not yi anymore. It will be pronounced as learn.
learn,
Learn means 2 also. But when it is written as a digit, as a number, then it's yi. But whenever you are counting things, you say learn. Okay.
learn.
Only for 2. Other numbers don't have this. Another one. Okay. And for 3, we say sam.
Sam,
Sam, a high tone. Sam. Okay. And then for the 4, we say say.
say,
Say. In many buildings in Hong Kong, there are no thought 4 because people don't like the number 4 because it has the similar pronunciation with the word to die, which is say.
sĩ,
Say. If you pronounce it in a rising tone, then it will become to die. Say. But this one is a flat tone. Say.
say,
If you go up and say, say, like say lah, something like that will be a swear word. Lei, lei is you. Say. 你死啦！我話你去死啦 I think 你去死啦 is more common. You go to die. 你去 to go. 死啦 Okay, the la at the end is like a command. This one for the first tone. La is like command. So go die. go die. Go to die. Okay. Fifth one here. If you look it up in the dictionary, they will show you this one. But I've never heard anyone pronounce it in this way. Most of the people say. So you just close your mouth. I don't think I know anyone except some people who promotes the idea of correct pronunciation online, that they do this pronunciation. But in real life, really, I've never heard this pronunciation. It's always Okay, so this is 5, and then for 6 is lục.
lục,
Lục, a low tone. Lục.
lục,
Lục. Okay. And for 7 is chat.
thắt,
Chat, high tone. Chat, like this. Chat.
thắt,
Okay. And for 7, if you pronounce it in a low tone, it will become a swear word in Cantonese. Chat is a swear word in Cantonese. It's a slang for penis or dick, whatever you call it. Chat is a swear word. So when that, of course, this meaning is like a noun, right? For this meaning, it is like a noun. But for this, it has another meaning, which is very commonly used also as an adjective. It means someone like is not well dressed, or you did something stupid, and then you will use 好柒. It's embarrassing, bad. So all kinds of bad meaning. But in China there is a like a fashion brand called uh using this word. So but of course it does not mean anything in Mandarin. But in Cantonese it means like you look at it again. So dressing ugly, poorly dressed. Yeah. So but this is like a fashion brand in China. So like Cantonese speakers, they are very happy when they see this name. Okay, so the low tone is a swear word. Chat is a swear word. When you say the number is chat, chat. Okay, and 8 is bad.
Bad.
Bad is an 8. Okay, and number 9 is gao.
Gao.
Gao. Remember this is a rising tone, so it sounds like two level at the beginning and at the end. Gao, like that. Gao.
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 Some people, like when learners they don't have tones in their native language, some people pronounce it at a high tone, and it become another swear word.
Gao.
Gao is another swear word. It's the same. The meaning is the same. The noun meaning is the same. So the noun meaning is the same, but then the adjective meaning is different. Adjective meaning it also looks like an adverb sometimes. Means you do something without planning. You do something like randomly. You don't care about the consequence. So for example, we might say something like 做 is is do to do. 做 is to do. If you say 高做 is like you like for example you're doing your homework and you say you are 高 做, meaning you are doing it like without caring about the consequence. You do it randomly. You are not actually like thinking logically when you do it, something like that. So 高做. Or like for example when people asking what are you eating recently, you say 高食, meaning you are eating
Whatever.
yeah, so 高 actually very commonly used in conversation. Yeah, but for the noun meaning it means the same thing as 七. 高 and 七. And the sixth tone 六. 六 is a if you pronounce it as first tone, it is a classifier. 六 is a classifier for something of a long length, usually thin. So when people go to like for example dream or gym or swimming pool, when they get the locker, they like this number a lot. Or 167 or 169. Because look is the classifier. So people like these numbers a lot. But of course not only one, like 167, 267, 273, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Forgot to mention that 8 is also a number that no, it's a number really liked by the people because in most Chinese language, the 8 has the similar meaning with this word. Is the word that you is a greeting you use in a blessing you say in Chinese New Year, 发财,恭喜发财, meaning getting rich, 财,发财. So 八 has a similar meaning with 发, so people like this a lot. On their like car plates they may get numbers like this or a phone number or whatever, they like this a lot. Okay. And okay, 10. So 10 is sub. Sub. 10. Okay. In Cantonese, when you pronounce the numbers after 10, you pronounce it like this. You just say the first digit and then you say the second digit. So this one will be like 10 1. Can you try this one?
Sub yat.
Sub yat. Although the yat could be like higher. Sub yat.
Sub yat.
Sub yat. So like this. Sub yat. How about this one?
Sub yi.
Sub yi.
Sub yi.
Sub yi.
Sub yi.
And how about this one? This will be the like to 10. So reverse order of this one.
20
Although both of them are low tone. 20.
20
20. For after 10, so 10 we don't have any like shorter version. But for starting from 20, we have some shorter version. For 20, if there is something after it, only when there is something after it. If you're saying the number alone without anything attached to it, we just say 20. But whenever there is something after it, we say ya. So for this one alone, you don't say ya, but for this one, you can say ya. Can you try to say this using ya?
21
Ya yat, yes, perfect. Ya yat, okay, ya yat. Or the full like complete way to say it will be 21, but people say ya yat a lot in daily life. Ya yat. And for this one, how do you say it in the normal way? Like 310.
3日 30 30
31. 31. 31. But then there is another way to say it using a shorter version. The shorter version from 30 will be like this. It becomes the sub becomes like a it becomes like a sixth tone. And there's one thing to notice is whenever if the vowels of the number, the digit here is like a long vowels, meaning it's like double A, then the consonants at the end of the syllable will disappear. So you can see here is sam, right? There is an M at the end, sam. But when you add after it, the M disappear. We don't say sam ayat. Sam ayat will be even more difficult to say than sam sabyat. Okay, we say sa ayat like this. And so for this one, can you try to say this one with this? The
Yati Sam
say
Te Se
and then with this
Sabyat
with
so
the
Se Ayat
say yat say yat
Se Ayat
rising one. So for this one, because there is no end like consonants at the end of the syllable, so you don't need to care about what I said about this. So just want to give you more example. Like for example, this will be mayat,
Mayat
mayat like this, mayat. This is difficult to type this one. Mayat. Okay. And then and like for example, 6. How do we say that if it's 61?
Lok Lok Ayat
Look, yeah. Again, this for this one, oh, the ending consonants only disappear when we have AA here. When we have AA, so this one don't disappear. Although, you might hear someone say "luayat" like that, but that is not a proper way to say "luayat." Usually it's "look ayat," "look ayat," "look ayat." Okay, and so how about 71? Your mic is off.
wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Chat ayat like that.
4 Ayat
Chat
4 Ayat
chat
4 Ayat
chat ayat, because this is a short vowels again. Again, so chat ayat like this. And then how about 81?
4
Sure.
Abad Ba Ba Ayat
Yes. For this one, because it's bad, right? It is a long vowels, AA, and then the T will disappear. So bayat like that. Bayat.
Ayat
So this is another numbers that will the ending consonants will disappear. Actually, only 3 and 8. Other won't disappear. Gao of course won't disappear because there is no ending consonants. Gao ayat like that.
Câu Câu Ayat
Remember, this is a rising one. Gao.
Gấu
Two level. Just
Gấu
remember that it's two level. Like starting and ending is a different level. Gao. Gao ayat.
Gấu Gấu ayat.
If you are saying these flats, then they are you are doing it the wrong way. Okay, and then
But you can still say gấu sập yat.
you
Still
can, yeah, you can say
possible.
that. But I think this series are more common.
Okay.
Okay, you can also say 91, but 91, of course, it's like easier to say. Okay, so 100 is 八. But for those many learners who learn Cantonese, I think a lot of them speak Mandarin also. So when they speak Mandarin, or I should say, when their native language is Mandarin, sometimes they have difficulties in pronouncing the ending consonant. So many of them, they cannot tell the difference between 8 and 100. But it sounds the same for them. But and but. So I use this for them usually, but you can try to pronounce this also.
But 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 ba
Uh-huh.
but.
Yeah, perfect. Ba. That's how I say that. Yeah. Yeah. I put the sub here, but yeah, of course you can say it like this. Ba.
But
Ba.
but but
Ba. Yeah, almost like a tongue twister for those people who don't know the difference between K and T. So it will just sounds like ba like that for them without the T, without the K. And so another way I want to mention is whenever we say numbers like this, which has two digits next to each other and then have nothing else after it, we will say, like for example this one, we will say 101. So which means ba yat. Ba yat.
Pakyat.
Ba is 100, and then yat is actually for the 10 digit here. We say ba yat for this. So can you, by the same logic, can you try this one?
Pak yi.
Yi is a flat tone, so ba yi.
But yi.
Ba yi. Ba yi. And then this is 1000. We say qin.
Qin.
Qin. Okay, so this one, by the same logic, can you try to do this one?
Oh. Qin yak.
Qin yat. Okay. Qin yat, or of course you can say like yat qin yat ba. There is no problem. But usually people will say qin yat because it's easier to say. How about this one?
Oh. 삼tin. No, say.
Say is a perfect pronunciation of to die. Something say. Or if you want, you can add the ba at the end. But usually in daily conversation, they use is 三千 say. And in Cantonese, you remember what is the impolite way to say who?
Sorry.
Sorry. Not sorry along. You have a word before it.
Sorry.
What water? What soy?
What water?
You will see soy in Cantonese a lot. We like water a lot because I think in the past, because people are doing this kind of like planting rice everywhere. You need water. You need river for that. So people consider water is like a symbol of
Very
wealth.
important.
So water is in many expression in Cantonese. And for $100 Hong Kong dollar, we say 一嚿水.
Sorry.
Yat is just a number, and then gao is a classifier.
Counter?
Counter classifier. It's a classifier for a pile of something. Or a piece of something. 一嚿水. So like a piece, a pile of water, something like that. 一嚿水 is 100 Hong Kong dollars. So can you try to say this one using the same logic?
三嚿水.
三嚿水. Okay. 三嚿水. Okay. And this is for like 10,000. We have a digit for it. We have a unit for it. It's called man.
Man.
So this you can say like 一萬.
Yatman.
Yapman.
Man.
And whenever you have some digit here, but you have some smaller digit, and you have a zero in between, then we will say the zero. I'll say the zero. So, but it does not depend. Like it does not matter how many zero you have. We just say the zero once. So, like for example, this one we will say 105.
Yatbakling.
How about this one? Can you try to say this one?
Oh, wait. Yat tin tin tin
Chin.
tin tin ling.
1005. Yeah, 1005. So you don't say 1000. Okay. You just say the 01. Okay. For this one, it's pronounced like this. Man. Man. In daily life, people write it using this character, which means mosquitoes. But the original character for this is this. Okay, so this is like a old unit of money in the past in the ancient China. It looks like this. It looks like this. This is yaman.
Oh.
Units of money in the past. So but nowadays people, because this in Cantonese is pronounced as man. 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 Which is different from the pronunciation of this. So people want to, when they're writing, they don't really use this. They use this a lot. Man, because this is first tone. Man. So I said it's a small amount up to this. This is just a random number. You only really use it for a small amount of money. Because of course this does not worth a lot, right? It's I think I don't know if it's the smallest units, but then it's a very small unit in the past. So if you are adding it to a really huge amount of money, then you might be seeing kind of like flexing. I have a lot of money. That's why look at this small.
Just
Money
man.
for me. Yeah. So yeah, just one. So like for example, if you say 100, we say $100. We said you can say 一嚿水, but you can also say 100蚊 like that. 100蚊.
Yatbak. Okay.
100蚊.
Yatbakman.
Like $100. So man is like it's just like a dollar, like the unit dollar. 100蚊, 100蚊. But when it goes bigger, we don't use this unit. Okay, so because we learn how to count now, we let's get into the time to tell time and count time. So the word time in Cantonese is 時間. Some those activists for correct pronunciation will say this is pronounced as 時間. 時間. If you compare Cantonese to Mandarin or like historical, like more like earlier Cantonese of earlier times, it could really be in first tone in the past, but just nowadays no one pronounce it in first tone. So we say 時間 all the time. There is only one person that I know that pronounce it this way, which is one of my Chinese teacher at high school. He says 時間 all the time, and whenever he say this, people laugh, but he still continue to do that every time. Yeah. Okay. So to tell time, we do it like this. You say the digit of the number. You say it like a telephone number. So there is not like in English you say like 90, 80, 63. We don't say it like this. We say it by one digit, like how you tell a telephone number. So you say the year, and then you say li after it, li. We don't say nin. We say li. Lin. Lin. And then month, and then you say yut. This is again you say the month in number, like how you tell a telephone number. No, for this one no. Actually no. For month you say 11, 12 for 11 and 12. 11, 12. So only for year I was wrong. Yeah. For month you say it like a number. So for day also you say it like a number. So you will say something like 20, like that.
Okay.
And then at the end is whole. Whole. Can you try to say today's date?
It's March 4. So
you say the year first.
ling 2020 2021年
2021年
and
2021
then
年
年3月
3月 wow this March already 3月
and 4號
4號4號3月4號3月4號 perfect okay
almost said the other say.
okay. Okay, so for year we can say the whole number. Like for example, this one is pronounced as 2001.
2001
You can also say 01.
01
01年 like that. 01年. Just say the last two digits because usually people will understand you. No one will be asking, "Oh, are you talking about 90s?" Is it like 01? No. Okay, so for this one 1997.
1997
Remember the rising 1997.
1997
1997. So people can say 97 also. 97.
97
So this is how we tell the date, and then to tell time, there are in English you say like for example 3 p.m. in the afternoon. You say the time number first, and then you say the period of the day after it. But in Cantonese, you say the period of day first. So you say all these things first before you say what time is it is like the number. So just quickly go through them together. The first one is 凌晨.
凌晨
凌晨 like so the dark before the dawn, so like dawn like midnight, something like that, 0 to 4 a.m. maybe 5 a.m. 凌晨
凌晨
and then early morning 朝早
朝早
just pay attention to this one, this z sound when it is before a round vowels o, it is pronounced something like church, so 早
早
but this one is not, this one is at front, so 朝早
朝早
like something like this 朝早朝早 so yeah just delete this 朝早 and 朝早 is early morning. For another way to say morning, which is kind of similar to am, we say 上晝
上晝
上晝 okay, and then afternoon, or this is early afternoon, or actually you can consider as noon, somewhere like before or after the noon. 晏晝
晏晝
晏晝 the 晏 is a very useful word because we use it for lunch also. 食晏 is to have lunch. 食晏
食晏
食晏 is to have lunch. So you can see 晏 is something related to the afternoon time. Okay, but then the PM will be 下晝.
下晝
If you look at this, they all have the 晝 here. 晝. And is lunchtime somehow. And 上 and 下 is 上 is up and 下 is down. 上下 so 上晝下晝 like that. 上晝下晝.
上晝下晝
And then nighttime, when it's nighttime, you are so happy, so people say, "Yeah, man." No, it's 夜晚.
夜晚
夜晚. 夜晚.
夜晚
夜晚 is nighttime, okay. And after this, the period of the day, time of the day, then you say the numbers. You say the hour first, and then say 點.
點
Điểm is for the hour, and then you say the minutes, and then you say 分.
分
Fun is for the minutes. So can you say the time now? Say
3
you remember what do we say first?
下晝下晝
下晝
下晝3點
3點
세, 세,
Say
삽이,
sub e or say e,
이,
but it's okay.
세아이,
Say sub
판,
e fun. Say yi fan or say sub yi fan. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so like this. Just remember that we say the period of the time of the day first, and then we say the numbers. 下晝 this is like the opposite order of English. So I can see people trying to say this first all the time, and then they try to think of this. Okay, but in Cantonese we say this first. Okay, 下晝3點. Okay, so this is all about telling dates, telling time. But when you count dates or times, we use different words. But of course, it's in English, it's different also. You say o'clock, but then you say hour, right? So for year is the same. So we use the same word, 年.
린,
Like for example, 3年, what would it mean?
3 years,
3 years. And then for months is a bit different. We add a 個 to it. So 個月.
個月,
個月. So like for example, 一個月, 兩個月, 3個月. Whenever you have classifier here, you can add the this or that to it also. So you can say 呢個月, then it will be this month. 呢個月, 嗰個月, that month. Okay. So for days, how many days we say 日?
日,
like 一日,兩日, like that. 一日,兩日. Just remember the 2 becomes 兩 when we have a classifier. So 兩日, 3日, 4日, like that. And then for hours, we say 個鐘.
個鐘,
個鐘. And then for minutes, is 分鐘.
分鐘,
分鐘. So, like for example, I want to add one more. So, 星期 is week. 星期.
星期,
星期 is a week. So, or sometimes people say add the 個 before it also. Not necessary. 個. So, for example, we want to ask you a question. Will be a bit long. Please listen. 一個星期. 一個星期.
一個星, 1 week,
你學幾個鐘? 幾個鐘?
你學幾個鐘?
幾 is how many from the last lesson? 幾. How many? 幾個鐘? 廣東話.
Am I supposed to reply? 一個鐘,
一個鐘. Yeah, so 一個鐘. 一個鐘. So the whole sentence are like this. I'll just put it here. 一星期你學 for I'll put it like this. 學幾多個鐘 like this. 一星期
你學廣東話.
In Cantonese, the subject you can put it before the time also. 你一星期. I think this one is more common for me. 你一星期學廣東話. And then you say 學幾多. 幾多 and 幾 is the same. 幾多個鐘. So how many hours do you learn Cantonese per week? How many hours do you learn Can per week? And then the answer is 一個鐘. Okay. So 幾年,幾個月,幾日 will be like how many years, how many months, or you can say 幾多 also. 多 is not necessary. So 幾多年,幾多個月,幾多日, 幾多個鐘, 幾多分鐘, 幾多星期, 幾多個星期, like that. How many? Okay, so let's maybe we can try one few more sentence. Like for example, let's say okay, 瞓覺 is to sleep. Sometimes we just say 瞓. 你一日你一日
你一日 OK
瞓覺瞓幾個鐘？幾多個鐘？
哦
個覺 is not necessary。你一日瞓幾多個鐘？你一日瞓幾多個鐘？
10個鐘
瞓幾多個鐘嚟啲喎？你一日
一
瞓
飯
幾
幾
多
多
個
個
鐘
鐘
？So
10個鐘
10個鐘OK 幾多個鐘OK so this is how many hours
hours do you sleep in a day
like for example I can adjust this sentence a bit to ask how long have you been learning Cantonese. Like for example, 你
哦
學廣東話，你學
你
廣
學
東話
廣東話
學咗幾耐
咗幾耐
？How long have you been learning Cantonese? 幾耐 is how long? I think we talked about that last time. 幾耐 or maybe we did not. I don't know. Not sure. 幾耐 is how long? And 咗 of course is the past time. Past tense. 你學廣東話學咗幾耐？學咗幾耐？So how long have you been learning Cantonese? Can you answer this? 你學廣東話 and then 學咗幾耐？You can copy the same structure up to here 學咗 and then you say the how long using this.
我唔知道
Okay. Okay, never mind.
Maybe 我學廣東話學咗一年
Okay.
Maybe
Okay. Just want to explain a bit. In this kind of sentence, if your verb has an object, which in this case is 廣東話, right? 學 is the verb, and then 廣東話 is the object, the Cantonese language. If your verb has an object, then you have to repeat the verb twice. 你學廣東話學咗幾耐？But if you don't have a object, then you can skip all this part. You don't need to repeat the verb twice. So 你學咗幾耐？
你學咗
你學咗幾耐？Or like in this sentence is the same. 你一星期學廣東話學幾多個鐘？If you don't say the object here, then you can remove the first 學廣東話。你一星期學幾多個鐘？
幾多個鐘
If it's understood. If understood. That's why when you answer this question, you might want to skip this part because it's understood, right?
Okay.
Like for example, if I ask, 你一星期學廣東話學幾多個鐘? If I ask you like this, it is understood that the object will be Cantonese. So you can answer like 我一星期學 and then 幾多個鐘? Just say how many hours, like 學一個鐘 like that. You don't need to say this again if it understood. Okay, so I think this is all for this. Just some simple phrases in Cantonese. First phrase here is the phrase that people will ask you at the restaurant. 幾位啊?
幾位啊?
幾位啊? 位 is a polite measure word, polite classifier for people. 位 幾位啊? So how many are you? How many of you? 幾位啊? And then you answer that. I always find it funny, but people just do this. 位 is a polite measure word for people. Supposedly, like you don't need to use polite word on yourself. Like you don't say I am I don't know Mr. Respectable honorable like that. But in Hong Kong people use it to do this a lot. So when people ask 幾位啊, people will respond like this. Like for example 四位
四位
Say why this is the respectful language. People just
嗯
do it in real life, so maybe it becomes a like a common thing now. But why is supposed
嗯
to be a polite measure?
，polite
Uh-huh. If you don't want to skip that, not you don't really need to do that, but this is another way to count people. 4個人.
嗯，四
Uh,
個人
this is the
嗯
usual way to count people in real life in other situation. But in a restaurant, because the staff has to be polite to you, so they will use
啊
why, and then people just respond using the same classifier.
對
Yeah, yeah. But in other situation, when you count people, you will be doing this. 一個人,兩個人,三個人, like that.
嗯
One person, two people, like that. And for this is irrelevant to the numbers, but when you go to a restaurant that they don't lead you to the table, then they will say 隨便坐,
隨便坐
坐, just sit wherever you want to sit. So the sit is 坐 here.
坐
隨便坐. So and this is how to get attention of the staff. 唔該,
唔該
唔該,唔該 can means a lot of things in Cantonese. People use it for excuse me, please. 唔該.
thanks
Like for example, 唔該呢個
唔
唔該
該呢
呢個like this
嗯
please, something like that.
嗯
And US is also like thanks for actions, for but for light action, like not really serious thing. Like for example,
嗯
someone open the door for you, you will say 唔該.
唔該
Uh-huh.
唔該
唔該. In Cantonese, the thanks for other things is 多謝.
多謝嗯
多謝 is for other things. 唔該 is for light action. 多謝 is for usually people say this is thanks for three things. The first thing is gift. The second thing is compliment. And then the third thing is like blessing. I think compliments and blessing is the same thing. But then it also for some actions that you are more grateful
嗯
for.
heavier actions
So like for example, if someone opened the door for you, you say 唔該. If you say 多謝, it's like you maybe the thing
wow
the person will like, have you been trying to enter for so long and you couldn't open the door? Does it matter so much for you? Like that. And but yeah, so but if let's say a firefighter saved your life, if you say 唔該, that will be very very weird. Like if someone risks their life to save your life and then you say 唔該, like that.
thanks
Thanks. Like that. You say 多謝 and in those situations, when someone's doing something that you should be more grateful of. In the opposite way, like for example, if someone say 你好靚仔 is handsome. 你好靚仔. If someone say 你好靚仔, then you say 唔該, then it will be like, I knew it already. Thanks for
I know
saying. So for 靚仔, you cannot say 唔該. 靚仔 is handsome.
多謝
Like thanks for the action of telling me. I knew it already. So you don't say 唔該 in that situation. Okay, so there's the second phrase here. We might have seen this last time also. Like you is to want. You, but it's the want for noun, not for verb. Okay, so 我要呢個.
我要呢個
I want this. Or you can ask 呢個幾錢啊?
呢個幾錢啊
幾錢啊? Both rising.
幾錢啊
幾錢啊? 呢個幾錢啊? So how much is this? 幾錢 is how much. 錢 is money. 幾 is the usual like how many, how much the thing. So you can also say 幾多錢 the same. 呢個幾多錢? 嗰個幾多錢? Or when you order, you can say 我要呢個,我要嗰個 like that. Yeah, I think I do that also. Sometimes the menu, the dishes name is just too long to read. You say 呢個,嗰個,嗰個,呢個, like that. And when you want to pay, you can say 埋單啊.
Mày ta na.
埋單啦 like that 唔該埋單啦 like that 唔該唔該 like
唔
excuse me
該，
埋單啦 you say that
mày ta na.
this is just some phrases to the teacher like 可唔可以
可唔可以？
可以 is the can part but this can is a lot is related to approval not related to
哦，
ability related to
啊，
approval 可唔可以so you ask may I could I something like that 可唔可以可唔可
可唔可
以
以？
then you add the things like for example 可唔可以坐呢度 can I sit here 可唔可以坐呢度可唔可以要呢個 can I have this 可唔可以要呢個可唔可以學廣東話 but then that will be like am I allowed to learn Cantonese yeah am I allowed yeah so in English the can is there is two meaning in it the one is first one is related to approval another one is related to ability
ability.
this one is only the one with related to approval so yeah what verb do we have here 可唔可以多謝你 can I thank you like 可唔可以so but the one I have here is 分開俾
分開俾
俾 is to give in Cantonese but it can also mean to pay
oh
especially when you say to pay sometimes you will say 俾錢 because 錢 is money
give money
俾錢 and 分開 is separately so 可唔可以分開俾
可唔可以分開俾
so when you go with your friends you might ask this 可唔可以分開俾and sometimes when you say 埋單啦 but then actually they gave you the bill already some of the restaurant they don't collect your money at your table so they will say this 出面俾
出面俾
出面 is outside 出面 is outside
oh
so pay outside something like that 出面俾and the 面 some people pronounce it as 面出邊出邊俾出邊俾like that so yeah pay outside like that 出邊俾okay so I think this is all for today do you have any questions
no question
okay I see just one small thing want to talk mention a bit about your pronunciation your S sound sounds very breathy if you understand what I mean
oh
like it sounds very breathy it's like sam like that you understand what I mean we pronounce it with less air puff so we say sam yeah this is perfect sam you understand what I mean if you pronounce it like that it almost like I don't know like Korean people pronouncing the like that sa like that but we say sam no air puff at all almost sam yeah no air puff at all sam yeah like for example how about this one can you try this one 想 and yeah this is two ones this is three maybe one more like for example what yeah the one that you pronounce several times how to say that say just don't say like that say yeah perfect okay yeah so the S sound is just like the S sound in English you don't need to be too breathy for that okay so this is all for today next time I forgot what the next one will be let me check I think next time we will talk a bit yeah we will be talking about classifier because we know numbers now and classifier happens with the numbers a lot and classifier is a very important part in Cantonese without the classifier almost cannot talk so yeah next time we will be spending time on the classifier okay thank you for the time see you next time bye bye
bye bye
bye bye